Start recording. There you go.
All right, hey, welcome everybody. Greg Ryder coming at you today as part of our launch ads training. What I want to do is I want to kind of come back to some basics for a second, and I want everyone to think about. We all want leads. We all want leads. As a matter of fact, put a yes in the box if you want more leads, right? Get some engagement going. We all want leads that generate sales. So in order to really optimize everything we're doing, we want to keep in mind this idea of I'm listening to the book for the second or third time, Atomic Habits, and it's about habitual, split testing, habitual looking at your numbers, and if you can't track it, you can't optimize it, right? So we really want to kind of get that mindset of optimization. And as good as launch ads is, and how look, you can be a beginner, you can start, you can go, and it can get you results. We've seen it over and over again, but we've also seen, honestly, we've seen it when it doesn't get results, right? So, and if you want to continue to get better results, let's get your pen and paper out. I'm going to give you guys some philosophy and some ideology or whatever we want to call it, and and then you can take this, you can go use some ChatGPT stuff, and then at the end of this, I'm going to let people know that if you are interested in having me do this for you, I'm willing to talk to you about that. Because I'm doing stuff that takes things to a whole other level. Because I'm really serious about my business, and I want you to be serious about your business. But let's talk about the core principle for just a second. A lot of people don't understand one of the core principles is what we call the Goldilocks avatar, right? And speaking to the masses. So a lot of people go, I want to just promote to, well, I sell coffee. I want to sell to coffee lovers. Okay, that's speaking to the masses. But if I sell coffee and I also donate money to rescue dogs, now I sell to coffee lovers who like rescue dogs, right? So now I've kind of given me a niche that I can kind of run my lane in. So you want to be able to figure out, the challenges and frustrations of your ideal avatar and what problem you're solving for your ideal avatar. We want to get away from the spray and pray mentality. We want to speak to the ideal customer, and we want to identify that 3 to 6%. And what we teach, what I've been taught is there's this what we call, I used to call when I taught marketing, the buying spectrum. And I say, okay, on this side of it and on this side of it, there's a line in between in the buying spectrum. And here they're not ready to buy, and here they're ready to buy. And actually, it's reversed in my world. It's like, and at any given time, statistics have said that only 3% to 6% of your ideal customers ready to buy at the point when you get them to understand who you are. Okay. So we want to keep that in mind. And so we want to have a dual strategy. And the dual strategy is I want to give the information and attract the people that are ready to buy now because I want to generate that revenue because I'm in business. But I also want to keep the ability to get them on my list, the lead magnet concept, where I can nurture them, bring them along, and then bring them through this buying ascension ladder to where they're going to buy at some point down the road when they're more ready, more comfortable. Does that make sense to everybody, right? So that's a pretty simple core principle that I want you guys to understand. So you guys get that, right? Um, and so in doing that, one of the first things we want to do is we want to figure out who our ideal avatar is. And I've done this training before, and I could show it to you. Actually, let me just do it real quick. I'm going to show you what you could do, and I actually have tools and technology that takes it to a whole nother level. Um, and you guys can see my screen. This is a mind map of a process that I'm going through, and I take my clients through that as far as dialing in everything to where I'm going to set up a system that within a month to 2 months, we're going to be getting 1,000 leads a month, right? But if I just go over here to ChatGPT and I got my bookmarks of a million bookmarks, and I go to ChatGPT, and then I have invested in a tool called Whisper that allows me to click this little button and talk. So I'm going to talk into ChatGPT right now. So just hold on. Testing 1, 2. Okay, so I've got a brand that I've created called Rescue Joe. And Rescue Joe is a coffee brand, but I'm also a dog lover. And I'm a rescue dog lover, and I've had rescue dogs for the last 30 years of my life. So we're going to sell our coffee, and we're going to donate money to rescue dogs. So it's going to be for coffee fanatics who love coffee, but also love rescue dogs. And that's what my brand's all about. but it's a new brand, and I need to figure out who is my ideal customer. Can you please help me come up with who my ideal customer is? Okay, so I just talked that into ChatGPT because I don't like to type. I'm not a good typist, and I'm going to hit go. Okay, and ChatGPT is going to go. It's going to do a pretty decent job of giving me some stuff. Absolutely, Greg. Your avatar is 30 to 60. Gender 65% male, 30 or female, 35% male. I didn't know that. Location primarily US based. Small towns, strong pet adoption and coffee cultures. Didn't know that. Income 50 to 150 grand. Marital status, married or single. No, not different there. Psychographics, the values, the comparisons, giving back, love for animals, socially conscious. So do you see what I just did in a matter of seconds? I now have some targeting ideas that I can use this information in my words and in what I'm doing, right? So, and rather than go through and read this line by line by line, you guys could do this for your stuff. And then I might come in here and I could say, um, and some of the stuff is not really applicable for like e-commerce and stuff, but let's just try something. Let's see what it does. So thank you for that. That was a great profile for helping me to identify my ideal customer profile. I'm wondering what fears and frustrations they may have that I could use in my advertising and my social media posts that would help attract my ideal customer to my brand and to my website. Okay, so I'm talking to it as it's my assistant, because guess what? It is my assistant, and it's the world's smartest assistant that you can't get anywhere else for this kind of 20 bucks, right? Top fears and frustrations. And now it starts giving me stuff. I feel powerless to help animals in need. I don't know if I trust where my donations are going. I'm tired of the same old boring coffees, soulless brands. I want to support small businesses that actually care. I want to make a difference, but life is so busy. Do you guys see what's happening right in front of your very eyes in seconds? This is what should be in my ads. Hey, if you want to support small businesses that care, hey, if you want to help make a difference but you're so busy, hey, if you're tired of supporting, Folgers, a big giant coffee brand that's soulless, right? This is the stuff in the messaging that's going to attract not the spray and pray to the masses but to your ideal customer. Tell me you guys are getting what I'm saying, and give me on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being this is really, really rocking my boat. I love it. Or 5, not so much. 1, I don't, it's not working for me at all. Like, let me know what you guys are seeing, right? Because this is really, really important stuff of what I'm talking about. Okay. And then when you really get good at what you're doing, I'm going to go and I'm going to show you something I created. Okay. So I created this yesterday. So with launch ads, we have a number of verticals, right? So what I want to do, and what I'm going to do, what I am doing is I'm creating avatars and customer avatars for each vertical. So realtors, for maybe dog walkers, maybe for HVAC clients. There are all these different verticals. So this is one of the first verticals I'm going after, and this is what I call the blue collar growth CEO. So this is blue collar CEOs that have a business between 500,000 and $10 million in revenue. And again, I'm going to read this off. So this is what I created with my research and my studies, that the demographics I'm going after are service-based business owners, service-based business owners. So again, I'm specifying what I'm looking for. Their age is 38 to 50. They're doing between 500,000 and 10 million in revenue, right? What they have before meeting me and my tools is they have a website, a funnel, scattered ad accounts, no traffic system. They're burned by the past ad spend, okay? They feel frustrated, overwhelmed, and skeptical and lost in stuck on how to scale their business and how to take it to the next level or to run ads. After launch ads and our help, we have a 24-hour AI assistant running and optimizing ads, centralized dashboard, consistent lead flow. After they get my tool, they got a 10-minute check-in, look at their ads, check in, boom, get back to work. Their key purchase drivers are simplicity and speed, return on investment, clarity, creative assets that, hey, how am I going to get my creative assets created? Leveraging AI and peace of mind, Their frustrations or fear is ad fatigue, rising costs, agency pricing, text complexity, and fear of plateauing or their business has plateaued and their fear of how to scale. And their wants or aspirations, I want quality leads on autopilot. I want automation. I want scaling without becoming a marketer or a growth. I don't want a whole bunch of build a big giant team. And the good versus evil is being stuck and outspent and discouraged. Okay. So these are things that now I can take this information and I continue to drill down on it and leverage it to create. Let me see, do I have, let me see, let me go to, so then I take my work that I do and I create some Google Docs, and let me see if I have it handy. Uh, uh, Launch ads. Uh, Yeah, so then I take it, I keep drilling down and drilling down and drilling down. Okay, what are my key purchase drivers? Simplicity, intuitive, launch ads the same day, unified dashboard, multiple platforms, built-in Shutterstock access. Because again, their fears are, I don't know how to do creatives. How I'm an HVAC guy, I'm a lawn care guy. I don't know how to make creatives for ads. Okay, how do we answer that in our ads and our marketing? Shutterstock interface, right? And so I come through, what are the emotional drivers? Give you peace of mind. I'm going to hopes restored, freedom from ad overwhelm, elevated status and self-worth, frustration and fears. I've spent thousands with little to show for it. Ads are too complex to manage by myself. Other people are making this work. Why can't I? Right? I need traffic, but I can't afford $5,000 retainers. So now I'm taking this of some, because I'm going deeper than what launch ads will do currently. And then I'm putting this into launch ads, into my brand voice and into my campaigns. And now I'm getting better results from launch ads. And in some cases, I'm wiping out what launch ads is writing, and I'm putting in this some stuff that I'm writing with my, I have some other AI tools that I pay a lot of money for that are they were learned on the biggest digital marketing libraries in the world. So it gets me difference and better results. Um, and so again, this is the kind of work that most people cheat and don't do this because we're too busy. We don't know how to do this. But do you guys see how by taking just a little bit of time and leveraging what you can get from your knowledge and our little advertising assistants, how you can kind of dial in your headlines, dial in your messaging. And again, going back to Michael with his lead magnet a little bit ago, now I got the lead. What do my emails say? How do I build rapport, trust, and get him to convert to become a buyer? This is how. You must do the homework, create your client profile avatar, then ask it what colors speak to that avatar, what fonts speak to that avatar, and then you can start to dial in your stuff, and then you even get better results. So if this makes sense, let me know. Does anyone have any questions on what I said so far? So Diedrich says, oops, how did I do that? Diedrich says, do you give your AI an idea and let them run without it based on prompts? Well, I have AI that has prompting strings that we've created for ourselves, and I've had some that I've invested in bought. Sometimes I like that one right there. I just gave it I just told it, what I want to do. I want to create this Rescue Joe brand, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. Here's who I want to sell to. Help me out here. And then based on what it says, you go, no, I don't really like that, and you got that wrong. Fix this, and you just talk to it as if it's the most smartest person on your team, and watch what it does for you. It's amazing. If that helps. Yeah, and Martine says she has the paid version of ChatGPT, asking similar questions for her stuff and rewrite her stuff and do algorithm. It's exactly right. And again, if you don't have the money to invest in some of the right tools, you have to invest in learning how to write prompts, right? Act as a marketer, act as a search engine optimization expert, act as a professional copywriter, and write in the voice of Dan Kennedy or Frank Kern or Mr. Halpin, you have to learn how to write prompts to get the kind of information and feedback you want. So launch ads as a standalone, it'll do 10 times better than anybody can do right now. This is taking it to a whole nother level. Then this information helps you write the email sequences, tune up your landing pages, and fix stuff on your landing pages. They're going to speak to their fears and their frustrations. It's going to speak to what they want to accomplish, what they want to do. So if that makes sense to everybody, let me know if you guys have any questions. If you have any questions or comments. Okay, I don't see any questions or comments coming in. Yeah. So Paul says, I just saw today that Google has reached a general purpose problem solving AI agent. Can we use ChatGPT like a new marketing staff member? Absolutely. That's the whole point, is your team. Okay. So here's something else that I want you to think about. Okay, so that's part A, that ideal client avatar. Who is your avatar? Who is it? What are their fears and frustrations? And then what we want to do is we want to create some problem statements for your Goldilocks lead. And by the way, let me explain the Goldilocks lead. So here, what's a Goldilocks lead? Remember the who can tell me about the story about the three bears, right? One ate too much curd. I don't even remember the dang thing. It's been so long. One ate too much, not enough, something like that, right? So it's the same thing with the Goldilocks. Like some people are down here and they're not ready to buy, they're never going to buy. Some people are too smart, like like me. I'm a very advanced marketer, and a person that's below me, I'm not their target market. You're not going to sell to me, right? Oh yeah, too cold, too hot, and just right. That's okay. Thank you, Martine. You're awesome. My new assistant, Martine. We don't want to deal with the too hots. We don't want to deal with the too colds. We want to speak to the just right. Okay. So when you start to figure out their fears and frustrations, what do we do in some regards with most of us, our businesses, is we solve problems. Launch ad solves a problem. Launch cart solves a problem. Now, maybe in the coffee world, you're going, how do I solve a problem with coffee? Oh, I'm going back to those things. I'm a brand with a soul. I'm a brand that does good with my money, right? So you're kind of addressing it from that angle. But what we want to do is we want to brainstorm 15 what I call problem statements. 15 problem statements. And a problem statement, let me find some of my notes. A problem statement might be, let me find some, see here if I can. Okay. So problem statements, right? 15 problem statements. If you create 15 problem statements, oh, that's not it. Where'd it go? Okay, hold on. I'm finding. I found the document. Now I got to find the problem statements because I'm the type of person I like to hear examples. Okay, here we go. I need a way to get steady leads without spending $3,000 a month on an agency. I wish I could run Facebook and Google ads without needing a marketing degree. I want to grow my business, but I don't have time to figure out all this ad tech. I need something that just works, not another tool that I have to babysit. Okay, so these are problem statements that, based on my avatar, that hopefully this is what they're thinking. Matter of fact, real quick, has anyone had those thoughts go through your mind? You're on this call? Because maybe you're on this call because you've had those thoughts. Like, I need a way to get steady leads without spending $3,000 a month on an agency, right? So Paul's saying yes, right? So this is what I'm talking about. So you have to come up with those problem statements that you have for your ideal avatar, right? So Martine's saying absolutely, Andrew's saying yes, okay. So let me read a couple more examples. I wish I could finally see results from my ad spend instead of guessing what's working. I want to compete with the big guys, but I don't have their budget or team. I need leads coming in daily, even if I'm only spending $10 to $20 a day. Or I could even change that. I go, I wish I could have leads coming in for $10 to $20 a day. I wish I could stop relying on freelancers who disappear or overcharge. How many people have hired a consultant, a coach, a mentor, an agency, or whatever, and you pay them money, and then they then after, like, they're real attentive for the first week or 2 weeks or 30 days, and then after that, the attentiveness slips and slips and slips into where it's like you don't even hardly hear from him anymore. It's like he's not returning my calls on time. Yeah, I've experienced that, okay, many a time. I hate that more than anything. Um, okay, so you guys get the point. Those challenge statements that you're kind of coming up with, and then in their own words, I'm wearing too many hats, right? I'm great at my trade, but I suck at marketing. I know I need more leads, but I don't know where to start. Every time I try to run, I end up wasting money and nothing to show for it. I can't afford a full-time marketing person, and agencies are way too expensive. So you see, these words and these statements are speaking to my Goldilocks lead. That's the Goldilocks lead magnet, right? Because the minute these words fall in front of that person that's speaking those words in their own mind and their own brain, there's that pattern interrupt, and they're going, dude, this guy's like talking to me, right? This is what we want to accomplish. Right? This is the golden goose that lays the eggs. This is I increase my ROAS, right? So this is where we kind of come back, and it's work. This is the stuff that now, again, with AI and these AI tools, it's easier than ever before. I used to do this, and it would take us weeks and weeks, and we'd call hundreds of clients. I literally, in 2004, I used to call. I'd get a new marketing customer, give me your customer list, and I would call customers. Hey, do you have a few minutes? I'd like to ask you a few questions. How are you feeling when you made the decision to buy? What were your reservations? Why did you do this? And how did the result? And I would ask questions and take notes. There was no AI note taker. It was all taking notes manually, and then like assembling all these notes, and then trying to figure all this stuff out, and then creating these statements and creating these tools and technology way back then before we had this. Now it's easy. Now you can record phone calls with clients. You can record stuff. You can transcribe. Give me a summary. What were their pain points? Blah blah blah. And you can dial it in. You can dial it in. Okay. So now that's only the first part of it. Okay. So you guys tune in next week. I'm gonna call this I'm gonna end this call. But here's the cliffhanger. Next week, I'm gonna show you a strategy for those of you serious about building a real business and really making money. I'm gonna show you how we can take these challenge statements and this information. You do your homework this week, and next week I'm gonna show you. Part of me doesn't want to show anybody because I want to charge people $10,000 a month to do this. I'm going to show you guys how to figure out which one of these 15 statements is going to ring the cash register the best for you using launch ads. Now it's a testing methodology that only the wickedest smart people in the world do. Very few people do this. I've been around it and been taught this, and know people have done it for years. But like 1 out of 1,000 people do this. This is the kind of companies like Microsoft have like hundreds of people that do this from their marketing teams. And so I'm going to share with you next week how to do this, how to take these statements. Because again, if I said to you, which one is going to convert higher? I need to get steady leads without spending $3,000 a month. I wish I could run Facebook ads and Google ads without a marketing team. I need something that just works. I have 15 of these, right? Actually, I have 10. I'm telling you, do 15. And then we call it the atomic ad testing strategy. Okay. And I can tell you this one's going to pull better. I don't know that. You could tell me, oh, that one's going to pull better. You don't know that. You know who knows? Is our clients. That ideal customer out there knows. So I'm going to show you a methodology to put this in front of them, have them vote with their click, And their vote with the click is going to allow you to go, okay, I got these 10 or 15 or these 20, and now I got the top 3. Run the ads with that, ring the cash register. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's little more advanced session, and I'll open it up for Q&A if you guys got any questions or answers. So let me see. Thank you, Chris. So Chris says, you're giving us real gold. Dude, I'm telling you, I charge a lot of money to do this for people and coach people this stuff. And if you're the kind of person, you got a business, you're going, Greg, I'd like to have you as my personal coach to ping me. I'm going to make it affordable for 2 or 3 people because I need success stories. But like I do like $10,000 power day, I'll change your life. If you want to do a $10,000 power day, come out here to San Diego. I'll spend a whole day with you and I'll change your life. Like literally, we'll walk you through stuff and fine tune your stuff and fine tune your business and dial you in. That's $10,000 a day. But I'm also working on a 3-month. Well, I'll just tell you guys, it's a $3,000 a month for 3 months minimum, and $3,000 a month. I'm gonna dial you in. I'm gonna dial you in, get you dialed in. So if that's something you're interested in, you can email support@launchcart.com and let me know. Tisha's like, wow. Yeah, no, this goes back to, I'm 63. I started online in 1997. So I'm one of the old goats. I've been around a long time. And before that, I'm a marketing guy and I raised money for companies and I took companies public and I did stuff. And so I understand marketing and I love this stuff. And this is the real question about, making money and not making money. Poet with a point. .com says, are these sessions available as replays? So this particular, yes, they are. All of these trainings are live streamed to LaunchCart's YouTube channel. Now we had one live stream with Kevin, and then we didn't quit the live stream and start a new live stream. So it's just one live stream. And then I'm doing this recordings, and I'll take this recording, I'm going to snip it up and start making some content out of it and dropping it everywhere and doing that kind of stuff. But we're going to blow things up. And I promise you guys that you're as far as getting somebody who cares about you, who's the real deal and wants to help you succeed, we're here. That's what we want. Your success. And again, I can't do the work for you, but I can tell you what to do. And again, if you're that type of person too, that's got the shiny object syndrome and you're, buying 10 or 50 different products, pick a coach, pick a mentor that you like, you trust, you resonate with, and go deep. Concentrate and dominate. Concentrate and dominate. Okay. And Yvonne, my wonderful, amazing customer support manager. She manages all of our support. She's amazing. She just posted the YouTube live stream, and that's over there. Okay, last call for questions. Anybody else? And Diedrich, the previous trainings are on the YouTube channel too. Yep. Martine, that's awesome. She's like, I'm an old goatess. That's good. They've been around a long time too, showing off our age. Okay, cool. All right. Great session. We're going to continue to do this as much as possible. I'm doing a lot of webinars. I'm going to be selling like crazy. We're going to be talking about Google My Business. We're going to be talking about chat widgets. We're going to be talking about be more attractive, be more visible, be easy to do business with. We're going to be talking about automations, email marketing automations. Like this is going to be the summer of prosperity for 2025. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I'm praying for you and all my customers that you guys would have the insights, the discernment, and the wisdom to be successful. And you guys, if you don't know, if you're new, like I think this is Martine's first call. I'm a man of faith, and I pray for my customers. I pray for my business. I'm praying for you guys, and I would appreciate the prayers back because life is crazy. like this world we live in, man, it's crazy, so crazy. So appreciate you. And I'm going to be working on affiliate programs and getting more people to become affiliate programs with us and doing all this kind of stuff. So I'm probably like you in this respect. I'm the guy at the buffet bar. I want to do a million things at once. I can't do a million things at once. So I try to focus on what's going to move the needle and what's going to move the needle the most. And so I work on those too. So thank you, everybody. Do what I do. Wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude. Tell somebody you love them and you'll have a better day. Signing off, everybody.